How can you stop recording interviews? That's the topic I'm addressing today with the right question. I'm Daphne Gray Grant, the publication coach, finally out of pandemic mode because I've had my second vaccination. Yahoo! I have a question from Olivia Jackson, a writer based in Brampton, Ontario. Here's what she's asked by email. I'm a corporate communicator who wants to break the habit of digitally recording all my interviews. I'm taking notes directly to my computer as my subjects speak, but here's the problem. I can't seem to stop trying to type everything they try to say. How do you listen and make sure you get the jewels of their comments and ignore everything else? Thanks for the terrific question, Olivia. I did a blog post on interviewing about 2 years ago, see link in the show notes below, but I didn't address the important issue of recording. I have 2 suggestions for you. First, consider interviewing to be a bit like playing the piano. You need to have 2 hands doing different things at the same time. With piano, your right hand plays the melody. While your left plays the chords. With interviewing, you need to listen to what the subject says and ask responsive questions. But you also need to collect really good quotes, or as you describe them, jewels. Whenever I'm doing an interview, it's like a little bell goes off in my head when the subject says something that's really quotable. I look for short comments, 15 words or fewer, expressed in a particularly interesting or idiosyncratic way. See link in the show notes below to my blog post on the 9 ways to identify the best quotes. But remember, there's always a tension between asking the questions and collecting the quotes. By the way, I never work from a prepared list of questions when interviewing, although of course I have prepared one. Instead, I try to live in the moment and respond to what the subject has said. My second suggestion is to review your notes directly after your interview has finished. And I do mean directly. For example, if you've had to drive somewhere for your interview, before you drive back to your office, review your notes in the car. If you review your notes soon enough, you'll be able to do so with 95% accuracy. And for most corporate communicators, 95% is good enough because your story will be checked by your source before it runs. To stop relying on your recorder, Olivia, you'll need both confidence and practice. In the interim, you might continue to record, but refuse to allow yourself to use that recording unless you're truly desperate. With enough practice, you'll come to see that you are able to do 2 different things at the same time. Ask good questions and take good notes. Finally, let me wrap up with the words of the late productivity expert Stephen Covey. The biggest communication problem is we do not listen to understand. We listen to reply. Olivia, as a corporate communicator, I imagine that you're not really listening to reply. Instead, you're listening to figure out what to ask next. Keep my piano analogy in mind. You can learn to do more than one thing at a time. If you'd like to learn more about how to make your writing a happier, more rewarding process, check out my latest book, Your Happy First Draft. It's not available in bookstores or on Amazon. The only place you can get it is my website. Link below and in the show notes.